Me F29 with my BF M31 of 3.5 years won't help me clean or do things he doesn't care about. Plus update. This is a throwaway account. I recently moved to a new state with my BF because I started PhD school. He moved with me back to the area he's from, actually, and we've been living together since July. It's been rough. When we first moved into our apartment, I did almost all of the unpacking since he was working full-time and I hadn't started school yet. There are still a few boxes laying around containing some of his odds and ends. I didn't unpack those because I wasn't sure where he wanted them. He has still not dealt with them, and they're currently stacked under his computer desk. I unpacked and set up all his other stuff, including his clothing, desk, etc. In October, my parents wanted to come and visit over my fall break. BF was not very happy that they wanted to stay in our guest room, computer room, but he acquiesced after I asked multiple times. I really needed a yes or a no if they could stay with us so they could book a hotel if they needed to. In preparation for their visit, I did a lot of cleaning. The apartment hadn't really been cleaned since we moved in, and I did a first-round deep cleaning. It was kind of gross when we moved in. BF did not help at all. Granted, I have a more flexible schedule, but for part of the time, he sat in the living room playing video games while I cleaned. This is actually how those boxes of his ended up under his desk. I needed a place to tuck away his clutter. 2 or 3 weeks later, our bathroom was getting pretty gross, growing mold in the shower, etc. I asked him if he would help me clean it over the weekend, and he told me, "No, you can do it. It's not like it takes very long. You do the things you care about, and I'll do the things I care about." This sparked a fight where he said he did other things around the apartment like cooking. That's true. He does cook, but he cooks meat. Meat is not a balanced meal for me, so no. I still cook veggies for myself. His division of labor, we only do the things we care about, is crappy. He did end up wiping the mold in the shower with a washcloth and leaving it on the side of the bathtub for a week until I finally dealt with it. Sigh. Sometime later I asked if he could start wiping his bee off the toilet seat when it dripped. He sulked for a day and didn't really talk to me. And then in a sort of joking but it isn't funny way kept saying, "You don't love me enough to wipe my pee." I tried to bring up the "we only do things we care about" issue a few weeks after all of this. I told him I was having some doubts. He immediately asked me if I was moving out. I wasn't prepared for that escalation, so I tried to back up and explain that by his logic, what if we have a house next year, he wants to buy one, and he doesn't care about yard maintenance? Would that mean that I'm responsible for both all of the cleaning and all of the yard maintenance? I wouldn't have time to do all of that because of PhD school. His solution was that we should just keep renting the apartment. Then I asked what if we have kids, and he doesn't care about changing poopy diapers. When I brought up kids, he told me, "I'm not the one who bails on my responsibilities." He was referencing a fight we had last year. For the sake of brevity, I won't get into it here, but I posted under a different throwaway about it. If you search me to 8F with boyfriend 30 meters and to kittens 3 months, you'll find it. So that shut the whole thing down. And our division of labor is still we only do things we care about. It's not working for me, and he was not receptive to the feedback I tried to give him about my doubts. It's also not really about the cleaning per se. I know we could hire a housekeeper, but I don't think that would fix the root of my issue. I can't quite pinpoint what my issue is, but there's something here that's causing me to question the relationship. I found a new therapist in my area, and I'm planning to work on this with her. I'd like for him to come as well, but I don't think he would be willing. I'm wondering what others think about this situation. If anyone has been in a similar situation, what did you do? Is there some example language I could incorporate next time I bring this up? I'm also a little scared to bring it up without having a solid contingency plan in case it goes straight to moving out again. I mean, at this point, if I moved out, at least me and the cats could live in a clean environment, and I wouldn't feel like his maid. As a final note, I by no means need my home to be in a plus on the cleaning scale. I can handle some mess, but this has been downright gross. Update. I ended things a little over a month ago. and things have simultaneously been terrible and amazing. I asked him if he would be willing to go to therapy with me, and he refused. He told me when we first started dating that he would never go to therapy, and I assumed he'd change his mind at some point because he would care enough about me and our relationship to work through the hard things in counseling. We see this all the time on this app, but really, when people tell you who they are, believe them. Refusing to go to therapy really left me with the two choices of staying and having nothing change and being unhappy. Or leaving. I opted to leave even though it was scary and so hard. The initial heartbreak is starting to fade, and I'm working on rediscovering myself. I know that I did the right thing for myself, but it was also the hard thing.